Morning guys, so back in the bathroom. Ricky's back from his weekend away. Today's plan really is run some cables, move the light switch. So light switch, we've got to run a cable down through these studs and out through that wall, making sure it's the same height as the other switches out there. We've got to do a chase down that wall, put a back box in for a light up mirror. Another chase down this wall for a double socket, which is going to be a shaver point, which is actually a toothbrush mount. Obviously we've got to put the stud work in for our floor. We've got to rebond that, board that wall. Now the plan was this morning, well it is this morning, to get these pipes sorted out. Now we've just come across a bit of a minor issue, which could be a major issue depending on how things pan out. There is underfloor heating, but what they've done is, where we've did the refurb, they've basically put, it was tiled, so what they've done is they've put the underfloor heating on top of the tiles and then latexed it. And I need to get under the floor to address these pipes, so I can't have it come out like that, it's bloody awful. So we're going to have to lift all the lino, take everything out this morning, get this tiles up, and hopefully it all comes up clean. And we don't have to worry about replacing the whole floor, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that. We could end up having to replace half this floor, which is not good news. So thought we were doing really well yesterday, and now potentially we're going to have a bit of an issue. First thing I'm going to do is disconnect the underfloor heating and just start smashing it out and see how things pan out. I'll get the SDS out of the van and break it out best we can, and hopefully, God willing, it wasn't primed and it'll come up quite easily, but fingers crossed. Stay tuned for more. Oh dear, okay, so after a stressful probably half an hour of sweating, swearing and God knows what else, we got the flooring up and uncovered even more crap. So basically we had 12mm ply, underfloor heating, tiles, then latex, then lino, and the floor underneath that was the original tongue and groove wood floor. So, as you can see here, we've got the original tongue and groove floor. They've used crappy bits of chipboard, God knows where they got this from, to patch up here and here, and we've literally put our foot through them just by standing on them. In here where the carpet is, they've laid the carpet straight over a nice wooden floor. So what we're going to have to, what we discussed with the client, we're going to do, we're going to patch up the floor. Obviously I'm going to have to repipe all this because we've got dead tails everywhere. So I'm going to repipe that whole section. New hot, new cold for the toilet. Make sure it's coming up the left hand side of the waste. We're going to get some 18mm ply, patch the floor up where needed. We're then going to come over here and adjust the the heating, two heating pipes, bring them up out of the wall where they're supposed to be. We're then going to go over this floor with another layer of 18mm ply to take the step out of the carpet so that it's not a trip hazard. So that'll work perfectly well for that. Then we can then get the walls all reboarded because we'll have the pipes out the wall. So I mean, we don't have to 18mm ply the floor today because we can probably best to get this walls all reboarded first once the pipes are out. So I think my first job is going to be is drain the heating, adjust the heating pipes so that they're coming out the wall at the right distances. Then that wall can be boarded. That wall can be boarded now, because we've got access to the full joist at the bottom, so we can board that wall, no issues. I'll do the heating, get that boarded, and when that's done, then I can jump on this side, drain down the hot and cold and get that done, and then we can look at doing the flooring. It's a pain, but it is what it is. We just got to get on with it. So without further ado, I'm going to start draining the heating system down. Ricky's going to finish moving the rubbish, and then we get stuck back into get the walls done. Now, I'm not sure if this is a good luck or bad luck situation, because obviously I want to adjust the heating pipes, and we just lifted the floorboards up and we've spotted isolator valves, gate valves under the floor, which are for the heating. So in one respect, I don't have to drain the whole system down. I can just cut into the pipes and bring them out the wall where we want them. But at the same time, you shouldn't put isolators of any sort on a heating system. But as they're there, I'm not going to get involved with changing them, because it's just a lot of ag, and I've got to get on with the job really. So we're going to leave them in, cut and drain these 2 bits of pipe wherever they go, and then bring our 2 pipes out the wall. Happy days. And we can get the heating turned back on, cap those 2, makes my life a little bit easier, put that floorboard back down, and we're good to go. So I'm going to take that as a bit of luck on my side. It's not something you would normally do, but as it's already there and it's not causing a problem, we're going to leave it in there. So stay tuned, guys. Okay, so heating pipes have been brought out of the wall. It was a quick, easy job, wasn't worth filming. Those isolators did make my life a little bit easier, to be fair. So as you can see, we've got our 2 tails out. Approximately at the centres, all we've done was a swept bend onto an elbow, and then an elbow coming straight out the wall. They've got a little bit of give and take, so when the radiator's here, we can make sure we get them dead where they need to be. It's roughly in place, just under. It's a 500 rad, so it's going to be sort of 15 mil in from that either side, roughly. Don't quote me on it, because I haven't got the radiator here, and they're not all the same. But there will be enough to be able to tweak those, so I can go get the rad later when I get some more materials, and then we can get those in the exact right place. So we've got a combi boiler on this job, so that means once the mains is turned off, all this is dead. And there is a tank in the loft, and obviously a water tank, as you know. So by shutting the water off to the water tank, shuts the hot off. Those 2 valves are open. So we're going to do our cold first, and we're going to cut it at that 22 mil there, and run a whole new pipe. And then we're going to do a dunk over for our cold, roughly there, and then relink it down there. Actually, nope, so I'll tell a lie. That's our hot pipe we're going to do first. I'll get it right in a minute. So we're going to do a hot pipe first, because that goes straight down, so we can just do a cut there, run a new link through, and a T, and then a reducer there, and a coupler, and do away with that tail. So we'll do the hot first, get that in place, and then we'll do the cold. Okay, so this is our hot pipe. We know this is our hot because it doesn't tail off for the cold for the toilet, so we're going to cut this here. I've got my flexible bucket below to catch me water in it. And we're just going to get this cut, get whatever's water's in it out, and then we'll clean the pipe up. There we go, it's cut. Let the rest of that water drain out. See which way it's coming. So I've done that one. Now we're just going to work on this one at this end. Get this bit cut out. There she goes. There's always a bit of water left in the pipe, always, every time. Alright, drill, get this pipe cleaned up. So, do the same at this one, the 22 mil. That's it. Still got a little bit of water coming out of that 22, but it's starting to slow down now. So a bit of tissue. Just pass me the wet vac in, Ricky. I'll give this a bit of a suck and get the rest of the water out. So, a bit of flux this side up. A bit of flux on that. This will need emptying in a minute, mate, as well, if you don't mind. If you get that emptied, I would appreciate it. Okay. So we're looking good on that one now. It's a bit of flux. And there. Put our coupler. It's actually a through coupler. I've got a normal one. Anyway, put a reducer on that. Reducer. We need a bit of copper pipe to go from there to there. That's mighty. Cut this one. Rather than waste it, we might as well just go to, let's go 470. Bit of 15mm. And a T in there with a slight downward point to it, and then we need another piece to go from there to there, 40.5. Coupler. Okay, now we need a benders, because we're going to do a bend in there. So what I need to know is a back of bend roughly 26. Just going to cut a bit like the length actually. About 70 will be fine. Back of the bend, roughly 24 would do. 24, back of bend. And pipe. We need a little sweep. We'll get there in a minute. Kick on it, so then go under there and then into our pipe there. So just trim a little bit off. Ricky, can you go get me some pipe clips, please, mate? 15mm ones. That one there, like so. Make sure it's pretty level. Beautiful. So we now torch those up, and we're good to go. Solder's flowed around, use a bit of flux just to run it around, just make sure that solder flows nicely all the way around, just like so. And we're going to just repeat the process on the remaining. Another one. Beautiful, that's our hot basically, we're done. All put back together. Let's cool our pipes down, give them a clean. And that's it, that's the hot done. Just got to do exactly the same again now, but on the cold. We're going to take that dead T off. So we're going to come from there all the way through and then make some adjustments at that end. Oh, sorry guys. I'm going to bring it, instead of where it is now, we're going to bring it to the left hand side of our soil pipes. We don't have any of this concoction that's going up and over the pipe there, as you can see. Let me just give this a little, there we go. So we don't want it coming up and over. So we're going to come up this left hand side and then just reconnect again. So we're going to cut this out now and then make a start with this piece. Okay, so we've got our new cold for the toilet, cold for the basin, new hot. So that is all now re-pipes. We've got whatever, all our little dead tails are all done. So now we're going to turn the mains back on, make sure we've got no leaks. Happy days. So then we can get the floor back down now. We're getting there slowly but surely. So we're just going to patch up the floor with some ply, because obviously you can't use the stuff that they had originally. And then I've got to get some more ply, and we've got to plasterboard this wall and ply the floor, and then we can start building our shower tray frame and stuff like that. So stay tuned guys, we're getting there. Pipes are now all under pressure. We've bled them, so we've let a little bit of air out so the water comes up. Hot and cold is all back on. Everything there is absolutely pucker, no leaks. So what we're going to do now, we're going to cut across these lines here, cut those 3 bits out, and then we're going to put a whole new piece of ply all the way through there, and then we're going to reuse that piece to patch that piece up there, and then that little piece there hopefully will patch up that dodgy piece there, and then when we do the ply we'll have a nice solid floor to lay to. So Ricky's going to crack on with that. He's already done that wall with tile board. Now some of you might be wondering why there's no joists in the middle. Now if we were tiling this wall, I would have doubled up on the joists, because these are 600 centres. So I would have put another one in the middle to take out any bounce out the wall. But because we're putting these boards on, these are 120mm or 1200mm wide boards, they will glue to that and make that solid, so we don't need to worry about reinforcing all of that. So all we'll do is we'll tank and join all the lines with some tanking. We're going to rebond that again. Obviously we'll corner tank and tank that. Not too concerned with tanking that, because that's going to be at the other end, because obviously you've got that whole length. There's no way water's going to be an issue on that wall. So then we can plasterboard this wall, and then when that's plasterboarded we can then ply the rest of the floor. It's a bit of a delay on what we had planned for today, but we are getting through it. I'm going to nip out and get some more ply. We're going to get Ricky set up with the ply so we can cut the floor bits and get them all screwed back down. We'll see you shortly. So things are moving along nicely now. We've got the plasterboard on the wall, as you can see. This wall is now fully plasterboarded. We've got our rad pipes out of the wall. So the rad pipes are, ignore the size of the hole, we've got a little bit of give and take. I've now got the radiator, so we can get that sorted out. We've patched the floor up, so the floor's all looking nice now. So that's all in, that's a nice new bit. We're going to go with cable floor on the floor instead of ply. So we took a piece out of there and we put it in there, but that bit was broken. The piece we took out of there we've put over there where it was broken. So now we can build our timber frame for our shower tray. And then we're going to refloor from the tray out. That way it minimises our step. We lose 18mm of a step, so it just works out better that way. So we're now framed that. We've already started. Just put that one on level. That bit's on level. We did have it out, but then I forgot I'd done this bit. So screw it all back in. Get that fixed in. Cut our bit of ply to sit on top of that. Not going to fix it down because the shower tray is now coming tomorrow sometime. So once that's down, I can get on with bonding that wall up while Ricky carries on with the cable floor, and cable floors this way. We're going to go across the floorboards. We can screw down all the way to here, and I'm going to leave the last 1.5 boards out, just laid loosely, because I want to be able to get to those isolator valves for the towel rad. So what we do is, when the floor's down and that's down and the tray's in, when we do our boards, we will do this wall into that corner. I can then mount the radiator, turn the water off there, isolate it. I can then put this board back down, screw it all down, and we're good to go. So it just sort of makes it easier for me. I haven't got to drain the whole system down while those are there. So that's the plan going forward, guys, but it's taking shape. We've still got to get the tiles off the wall and that little bit there behind there. That one's now chased in the wall all the way up, and it's got a bit of capping on. We've still got to chase this one out, but we'll get to that. But we're getting there, we are getting there. So I'm just going to get this platform done, get it packed, get it nice and level, get the ply on, and then we can carry on. See you in a bit. So we ain't done too badly today. Obviously we've had a few delays, it's not the end of the world, but we are pushing on. We've still got the bonding to do, but it's not bad. So as you can see, that board's all done. We've got our raised platform in roughly where it's got to go. We've still got to run the waste pipe and put some more noggins in, but I needed to confirm where the waste was, and I've been told it's centre of tray there and about 130 in from the front edge. So knowing that, we can run the bulk of the pipe, get our noggins in tomorrow. Still got the floor to screw down. It's not been screwed yet, but as you can see, it's looking pretty good, much better than it was. We've lost the step at the threshold as well, so that just needs to be screwed in. We've still got access at the moment to the pipes that are under there, to the valves for the radiator. What I was considering doing is, once the tray's in, gluing that board on, getting the radiator on, and just finishing that wall. But at least then I can get to those valves, and then I can open them up, bleed the rad, and then I haven't got to do it. Then it's not be fixed down properly. That's my thinking. I'm not sure yet. Tomorrow the architrave will go on. The light switch can be done tomorrow as well. That needs to be wired in the ceiling. We've got the wiring over there still to do to connect up in the ceiling. We've still got to chase this one in the wall, so that's still got to be chased in for the shaver point, which is actually going to be a toothbrush holder. So we'll do that tomorrow as well. We'll lose these tiles tomorrow and make good this wall. But we're not looking bad. I'm not looking bad. I'm happy. We've got all our pipes done, and we're at a good position. We're at a good position. Far from an ideal start with this floor, but there's always unknowns in these jobs, and you just got to get on with it. But anyway, that's us done for today. So don't forget, like, share, follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel, guys, and keep pushing it, and hit that notification icon. And I'm sure there's a button that you can press to share with your friends. And if you could do that as well, help me out big time. See you soon. Bye bye.